You didn't start late by accident. You were never told this. While you were busy working, paying bills, trying to be responsible, someone else was quietly learning the rules of money, and now they're ahead. Way ahead. And you're sitting here at 34, 35, 38, wondering how the hell you fell behind without even realizing it. Because it didn't feel like a mistake. It felt normal, safe, like you were doing everything right. But here's the part that hits hardest. You can't go back. You can't restart at 22. You can't undo the years that already passed. So now the question isn't, what should I have done? The real question is this. Did you already miss your chance, or is there something no one told you about starting late that changes everything? Mark is 35. Tuesday morning, the alarm goes off at 6:30. Same sound, same routine, same life on repeat. His hand reaches for the phone before his eyes are even fully open, half asleep, half aware. He starts scrolling. Just another morning, just another distraction, until it isn't. It hits him without warning. A post, someone his age. Just bought my second rental property. He pauses for a second, then scrolls again, another one. Retired at 37, passive income only. His chest tightens a little. He keeps going. $250,000 portfolio milestone. And suddenly, he stops. His thumb freezes mid-air. The room feels quieter. He stares at the screen, but he's not really seeing it anymore. Something is building inside him. Not anger, not jealousy, something heavier, something deeper, regret. He drops the phone on his chest and leans back into the pillow, staring at the ceiling, like it might have answers. Where did I go wrong? Because the truth is, he didn't waste his life. He wasn't reckless. He didn't gamble everything away. He did what he was told to do. Went to school, got a job, showed up every day, worked hard, paid his bills, avoided stupid risks, played it safe. And yet, somehow, he's behind. His savings, barely there. His investments, started once, then stopped, then forgotten. His debt, still sitting there, quietly growing in the background. And the worst part, it doesn't feel like one big mistake he can point to and fix. It feels like 1,000 small ones. Quiet decisions, normal decisions, the kind no one warns you about because everyone else is making them too. And now, at 35, he's not starting ahead, he's not even starting fresh, he's starting from behind. And there's one question that keeps echoing in his mind, louder than everything else. Is it too late to fix this? But here's what no one tells you. Mark was never really in control, not fully. It just felt that way. Because the system he followed looked right on the surface. It felt responsible. It felt safe. But it was never designed to make him wealthy. It was designed to make him stable, predictable, replaceable. Go to school, get a job, earn money, spend some, save a little, repeat. It sounds smart. It sounds like the plan. But there's a hidden problem buried inside that loop. It doesn't build wealth. It maintains survival. It keeps you moving, but never moving forward. And while Mark was busy surviving, showing up, doing his job, waiting for the weekend, someone else was learning something different. They weren't just working for money. They were studying it, questioning it, bending it. They were asking better questions. How do I make money work for me? How do I multiply this instead of just earning it? And Mark, he was asking, how do I make it to Friday? That's the gap. Not intelligence, not talent, not even luck. Awareness and habits that follow it. Because wealth isn't built in big dramatic moments like people think. It doesn't happen in one lucky break or one perfect decision. It's built quietly, in the background, through small actions repeated when no one is watching, through choices that don't feel important in the moment but change everything over time. And here's the truth that hits the hardest. Starting late doesn't just mean you have less time, it means you have less room to mess up. You can't afford endless distractions anymore. You can't keep telling yourself, I'll figure it out later. Because later isn't coming. Later is already here. And this is where most people break. They feel behind, so they hesitate. They overthink every move. They compare themselves to people who started years earlier. And slowly, quietly, they start telling themselves a story. I'm too late anyway. And that story becomes a trap. Because once you believe the race is already over, you stop running. Not because you're lazy, not because you don't care, but because you think it won't matter. And that's the real danger. Not starting late, but believing that starting now won't change anything. But what if that's the biggest lie of all? And this is where everything changes. Not outside, not in his job, not in his bank account, inside. It's a random Wednesday night. No big moment, no dramatic event, just silence. Mark is sitting on his couch, laptop open, bank account tab, staring back at him like it's been waiting for this moment. The numbers don't lie, they never did. He just stopped looking. But tonight, he doesn't. No distractions, no music, no scrolling, no escape, just truth. And he feels it again, that pressure in his chest, that quiet weight he's been carrying for years without naming it. It's uncomfortable, heavy, almost suffocating. Every instinct tells him to close the laptop, to look away, to promise himself he'll deal with it later. But this time, he doesn't run. He leans into it. He lets it sit there. He lets it hit him fully. And in that silence, in that uncomfortable honesty, a thought slips in. Not loud, not dramatic, but sharp enough to cut through everything else. What if I'm not late? I'm just unprepared. Pause. That one question doesn't just sound different, it feels different. Because late feels permanent, like a door slammed shut, like something you can't undo. But unprepared, that's different. That means something can be built, learned, changed. That means there's still a way forward. And suddenly, the story in his head shifts. He's not the guy who missed his shot. He's not the one who got left behind. He's the one who just finally woke up. And waking up at 35 is still better than drifting through life asleep at 50, wondering what could have been. But here's the part no one likes to talk about. This is where it gets hard, because awareness feels powerful in the moment. It feels like progress, like something has already changed. But it hasn't, at least not yet. Awareness is just the beginning. Change? That's where most people fall apart. That's where the excuses come back, where the old habits pull harder, where the comfort of staying the same starts to feel easier than the discomfort of becoming someone new. And this time, there's no illusion left. Mark knows exactly where he stands, and that makes what comes next unavoidable. The next morning feels different, not in a dramatic movie scene kind of way. The same alarm goes off, the same routine starts. But something inside Mark has shifted, and that changes everything. He doesn't try to fix his entire life overnight. No extreme plan, no sudden reinvention, no, this time I'll be perfect. Promise that burns out in a week. He's done that before. This time, he does something smarter. He starts small, painfully small. He opens an investment account, not with thousands, not with some big, impressive number, but with what he has. He tracks his spending, not perfectly, not obsessively, just honestly. For the first time, he sees where his money is actually going, not where he thinks it goes, where it really goes. And he cuts one expense, not everything, just one. And here's the part that surprises him. It doesn't feel exciting. There's no rush, no instant reward, no feeling of I've made it. It feels slow, almost boring. But that's exactly the point. Because real change doesn't feel like motivation. It doesn't feel like those bursts of energy that come and go. It feels like discipline. Quiet, repetitive, unseen. The kind of work no one claps for. Weeks pass, then months. No big wins. No life-changing moment. No viral success story. Just consistency. Showing up again and again and again. And there are moments when it gets hard. When he doubts everything. When progress feels invisible. When he scrolls again and sees people ahead of him. The old thoughts come back. You're still behind. You started too late. But this time, he doesn't stop. Because now he understands something most people never do. Speed doesn't matter. Direction does. And every small step is moving him forward. Even if it doesn't feel like it yet. And slowly, things begin to shift. Not overnight, but undeniably. His debt starts shrinking. His savings start growing. His confidence builds, not from hype, not from motivation, but from proof. Proof that he's no longer stuck. Fast forward 3 years. Mark is 38 now, same name, same face, same life on the outside, but inside, everything feels different. He still wakes up to an alarm, still makes his coffee the same way, still drives the same roads. If you looked at him from the outside, you wouldn't think much has changed. But that's the point. The biggest changes don't show up loudly, they show up quietly, in control. He's not a millionaire, not even close. He's not driving a luxury car. He's not posting screenshots of financial freedom or trying to prove anything to anyone. But something far more important has shifted for the first time in his life. He's in control. He's no longer reacting to money, no longer waiting for his paycheck to decide what he can and can't do. He's directing it intentionally, calmly, without panic. He has investments now. Nothing flashy, no risky bets, just steady, quiet growth happening in the background while he lives his life. He doesn't check it every day anymore. He doesn't need to, because he trusts the process. He has savings, real savings, not the kind that disappears the moment something goes wrong, but the kind that gives him breathing room, space to think, space to choose. And that changes how he moves through the world. But the biggest shift? Awareness. Every decision now has clarity behind it. He understands what his money is doing, where it's going, why it's going there. There's no more guessing, no more blind habits running the show. And because of that, he has momentum, that quiet, powerful feeling that things are moving in the right direction, even if it's slow, even if it's not perfect. Because now, time is finally on his side, not working against him like it used to, not slipping away unnoticed, but compounding, building, supporting him. And that feeling he used to wake up with every morning, the pressure in his chest, that silent, heavy regret that followed him everywhere, it's gone. Not replaced with excitement, not replaced with hype, but something better. Calm, clarity, confidence, the kind that doesn't need validation, the kind that comes from knowing you're no longer stuck. And one night, sitting in the same spot on his couch, he realizes something that changes how he sees his entire past. He didn't need to start earlier, he needed to start differently. Because the people who started early didn't win just because they had more time. They won because they had direction, because they understood something sooner. And Mark, he finally understands it now. Not perfectly, not completely, but enough. Enough to move forward with purpose. Enough to keep building. Enough to know that the story isn't over. It's just finally on the right path.